Welcome back, podcast fans and Quest for You followers. This is episode 82, and as always, I'm grateful you are listening. If you're inspired by what you hear in this podcast, and maybe ideas started coming to you, maybe a light bulb came on, clarity and motivation begin to arise in you, then please do two things today. One, make a commitment to stay on it until you see it through. Maybe you're slowly discovering your purpose. Maybe you're working on your relationships. Or maybe you're just healing yourself from past pain. Whatever it is, stay with it. I promise you, more clarity will come, answers will come, and the right situations will unfold. And two, please give this podcast a thumbs up on iTunes. This will help others find it as well. And it will, at the same time, give me the feedback I need to make this podcast even better. My goal is to reach out to as many people as possible. And as you can see, I'm just doing this on my own. I don't have a major production network behind this that supports me. So I need your support. No matter what your age or your life path, whether making art is your career or your hobby or your dream, it's not too late or too egoistical or too selfish or too silly to work on your creativity. It's a quote by Julia Cameron from The Artist's Way. Today's episode will help you with gaining more clarity. It doesn't matter what stage you're in. Maybe you just started to listen to this podcast and you don't even know yet what to do. Maybe this is all a little bit over your head. Or maybe other things are going on in your life and you can't imagine starting anything new right now. Or maybe you just don't know how. Today I want to give you a tool that has helped me all my life. The title of this episode gives it away. Yes, it is writing. And don't worry, I know that writing may not be one of your strengths. And this is not writing with a target. It's simply writing, free writing, whatever comes to your mind. Writing has been my invisible companion for most of my life. I started as a teenager when life suddenly became challenging. Writing was an outlet, a form to dump all the crazy thoughts that I had somewhere. In absence of a person I could talk to, my diary became my friend. But as I started writing, it became more. And that is why I'm recommending it to you today. Because often we don't have a good way to clear our thoughts. Writing does that and more. Well-known authors write daily, which makes sense. It's their profession. I've read that Stephen King writes 1,000 words a day, 6 days a week. I know that Hemingway also wrote every day. And I read that Jerry Seinfeld writes every day. And then Julia Cameron, whose quote you heard in the beginning, in her book The Artist's Way, she recommends the daily morning pages as a ritual. So why writing? I find that writing is a great way to help sort your thoughts. It creates a separation from your mind by involving your body. You're now doing something with your thoughts instead of just ruminating. My thoughts come and go. Good ideas come to mind. But even if I try to explore them further by thinking more deeply about them, I usually get distracted by other thoughts and then I forget. That's why I like to write them down right away. Daily writing deepens the conversation with yourself. Where thoughts come flying towards you and away from you in an instant, writing them down means you capture them. Writing about anything is coming clean with your thoughts. You may find yourself starting with seemingly nothing meaningful, and suddenly you're writing about an event or a situation that you didn't even consciously recall, but it just came up. Maybe something that bothered you or that irritated you. Often we are taken by things that happen, but we may not have the time in the moment to think them through. Our mind pushes them in the background, leaving us with the feeling that something is off. And writing can bring those out and allow us to sort through them and come clean. And most importantly, writing can be the start of something great for you. As painful as it may be sometimes, there will be other times you cannot wait to sit down and spill your thoughts out. Writing will become your friend after a while. And yes, friends fight. So you will have your days where you don't want to write. But they go by. Writing can bring unexpected thoughts and insights. Clarity on issues you may have been mulling over for weeks. It can reveal issues and problems. Write about the fight you had with your spouse the night before. Maybe writing will help open up the issues more clearly. The things you should have said and others that maybe should have been left unspoken. Maybe a plan to have another conversation and what to say next time. Writing may bring unexpected creativity. So you wonder, what should I write? Just write anything, whatever comes to mind. Don't worry about spelling or grammar. You want to whine and complain? Do it. Get it out. Complain. You've been hurt or you're upset. Let the pen flow across the paper and see what comes out. Whatever comes to you the moment you sit down. Don't write with an expectation to produce something. Just write. Let the thoughts flow on paper. Not in the mood to write? Write anyway. And don't be surprised to find your mood changing. Nothing to write about? Write anyway. Even if you write down the same word 100 times. The fact that you feel a little forced makes you push a little deeper. You may suddenly glean an amazing insight. Writing will move you forward. You may not notice it right away. To you it's just a bunch of jumbo mumbo. But there will be days you will notice the positive insights, the sense of clarity around particular subjects, and the feel of calm and balance in your hectic life. When should you write? I recommend first thing in the morning. It's when the mind is fresh. Later on in the day, too many things are on your mind and all compete for your attention. Some may not even be significant, just noise. But after a night of rest, your mind is clear, and by writing you can allow the thoughts that really require attention to move to the foreground. Whatever you do, whenever you do it, just keep it up. If you only write once in a while, it may not do anything for you. And set your own limit. Cameron feels 3 pages are the magic number. I think that's quite a lot for people that are not writers. Just start by writing. Set your limit with a time slot, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and write during that time, but write the whole time. Make sure you don't sit there thinking the whole time. The purpose is to write. Ideally longhand. If you're wondering about typing, here's what Cameron says. Typing morning pages may give us more speed, but it will give us less depth. Writing by hand connects us more intimately to our thoughts, and paradoxically is more efficient in terms of getting in touch with ourselves and opening the path to our most authentic selves and the day at hand. So give it a try. The goal here is not to turn into a writer. The goal is to get clarity, maybe find answers to questions you may not know you've had or you don't know how to ask. Writing will expand your creativity over time, and it will extend the limits you initially imagined for yourself. We are afraid to risk anything beyond. We like to stay in the safe zone. Writing pushes you in a different way, and it permits you to play with those self-imposed ceilings. You can fight any battle with paper. Your opponent is just yourself. So play the game out. Fight the battle, run your imagination, and ask the hard questions. Be negative, be pessimistic or angry. Be everything you think you cannot be. On paper, you can. And then discover yourself. Reinvent yourself. Get clear and clean with yourself. That is what writing can do for you. So, try it out. Sit down with a pen and paper and just see what happens. Until next time.